It's been a while since we've done one of these where it's just been just you and me.
I know it's been more than a hot minute.
More, I think it's been like 3 or 4 hot minutes.
Yeah,
And
it has.
we are finally doing the cold tea pairing that we've been talking about since January.
Yes. And I'm kind of glad that we didn't get to do it before because it was freaking cold. And today's a nice day. It's like 80, but I'm still cold. So, but the right temperature to have iced tea.
And I'm sitting right under the fan here at the UG.
Oh,
And if whoa, I
where'd
went
you
like
go?
really fuzzy here.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy
Let
had
me
no
see if I
hair.
can.
Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Uh,
There's my thing.
there we go.
There, that's better.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Uh, so before we get started, I've got some sad news. Most everybody knows, but we lost somebody from the cigar community. The owner, founder of Zeal Cigars, Brad Reef, was killed this afternoon in a motorcycle accident out in Phoenix, Arizona. So, gonna ask, as I've asked on our in our Leaf and Grain group, and you've seen many other people ask, let's just take a moment of silence for him, just for a couple of seconds, and put some smoke in the air for our lost brother. And I know he wouldn't want us to be sad. He's a good guy. It's a loss, but let's continue on. Let's smoke on. Let's drink on, and let's do this all in Brad's name for tonight. So, welcome back to everybody. This is Twisted Pair. So everybody knows I'm Graybeard,
And I'm Ashred.
and I'm kind of excited to say. I mean, does this mean that we've hit the big leagues now? That we're like really official and professional now because we actually have Gabe sitting behind the scene with us right now. He's going to be helping us out with the chat. So you see that's something coming in there that's going to be coming from most likely from him directly, but he's also helping us out with the sound on this to try to help polish this up a little bit or so. So Gabe, appreciate you doing that. Um, Red, what are you bringing to the table? What are you pairing tonight?
Okay. So I'm excited. I'm going to pair. I've talked about this tea before because, in fact, it was Chris. He was saying, if anyone could pair with a mint tea, any type of mint tea, he was going to buy them a steak dinner. Do you remember that?
He did, I remember, and
Yes.
he just
And
he just logged in too.
yeah. So Chris, just for you, buddy, mint tea. And I'm going to be smoking the K by Karen. It's the Cameroon. And I've done mint teas with, like I think it was like some kind of Connecticut. I can't remember. And it was really, really good. So, but I'm going to take Chris's challenge and do the mint tea. And I'm expecting steak dinner because it's going to be a good pairing and you're going to want to try it. So I'm ready for it. So that's what I'm doing. What about you?
Well, I've got just the standard household Lipton iced tea. And this is Texas style Lipton iced tea.
Oh,
So
that means it's a pound of sugar in it.
it's a Gabe called it on the way over here a saturated. My mind just went what saturated solution. So it's a saturated solution. I mean, it tastes like a Texas sweet tea. I am enjoying it, but I've got something unique here. And I think I'm one of the only ones probably in the US right now that has one of these cigars.
Ooh, what you got?
I have got one of Chantel's Belladama prototype cigars, the prototype for uh, her new factory of her queen.
Mm,
So
it's a barber pole.
it's a barber pole, and I don't remember the blend. I wish I remembered the blend on it, but she sent these to me. And if you remember back when David Skelton and I were reviewing her
Hmm.
cigars on his show, the Texas Cigar Roadshow, I was smoking the Queen, and I came in at a 94 on it.
Hmm.
So I've got hers, and I know that it's a Dominican, and I can tell just by smoking it because I've smoked a little bit down into its
Hmm.
Dominican. So I'm thinking that this is going to go quite well with the tea itself. So there we go. What are you guys
Yes.
pairing? How many of you have brought some tea? How many of you have stepped up to the challenge with us? What are you pairing? What are you bringing to the table tonight? Let us know in the comments. We're gonna keep this tonight's show quick. We're gonna try to keep it at right at around the hour. So let's just go ahead and get the event going on because we've got a big event that starts on Friday and goes through Sunday.
Sunday. So, as we've been talking about it, it is the No Fucks Given NFG 2024. And this is when all the big boutiques come over to the underground. So, we talked about underground. In fact, that is where we are. Graybeard's on one side. I'm on the other one. This is our home shop. This is, really, this place is real special. This is, in fact, where we met, is at the underground. So you'll have Sebastian with Cavalier. You'll have Espinosa Jay, who we had on. He will be here.
Yep.
We've had Greg. He'll be here. Um, you know, see, like I can't people with Time Out, Ohana, all of that. So there's going to be a lot of boutiques. It's here in Fort Worth. It starts Friday night, kind of here at the lounge, and we have the roast that's across the street, across the way. Then Saturday is when you can come in. If you didn't get a ticket, they're all sold out. But they do have general
But
admission. But they
yes,
do have general admission, which is $35, which is a steal.
at the
So
gate, at the
at the
gate.
gate. Hmm.
Gate opens up at noon.
Hmm.
But do not make the mistake of showing up at noon
At noon, because
because there will
you'll
be a
be
line.
around the
Parking,
block.
yeah, parking is going to
Parking's going to
be
be a
hard.
bitch.
Parking is going to be,
A
it's going to be
bitch.
something else. Yep. Uh, I want to encourage everybody to come by
Hmm.
our table. One, you're going
Hmm.
to see Red and myself and Gabe and Matt, the Spice Man, and Terry Lynn, our uh, wine writer. You're going to see the whole team. Chris Culture is going to be there. TC is going to be there. Behind the scenes people with Morgan, my daughter, and her husband Cooper is going to be there. The whole, almost the entire Leaf and Grain team is going to be there. David Jeffries, who runs up the coffee section of everything we do, everybody's going to be there. Plus, we've got a hell of a raffle item that
Yes.
you, I mean, we have put the work together. Charcuterie basket with sausages and cheese and crackers, two wines, two spirits, two coffees,
Cigars.
and
I bring
cigars.
cigars
And
from
cigars.
my personal humidor.
Yes. And the only way to get it is to come by our table.
Hmm.
We've got items to purchase. Plus, there'll be other ways to get raffle tickets too, which you've got to come by and talk to us to figure it out why. So
There's
please,
that. Next event is Saturday, March 16th, and it is at Blow and Smoke in Lancaster, Texas. And it's a panelist, it's a cigar thing. So, in fact, we've had Cigar Rockstar on our show.
yep.
He'll be there. I will be there.
And we've been on his show.
And we've been on his show. So he'll be there. I'll be there. We'll be answering cigar questions, cigar culture, just different things that are coming in. Women in cigars, racial things in cigars. So come on by, Blow and Smoke. It starts at 4 p.m. on that Saturday. And I'd love to meet you. And it's a place to grow knowledge, learn about cigars and the industry and things behind the scene.
And Blow and Smoke is such a great
Mm.
lounge. What
We've
what
had
coach?
Edwina. We've had
Yes, we've
Edwina
had
on the
we've
show.
had coach. We've had
Hmm.
Coach Edwina, EB. We've had her on the show. I've been out to the lounge. Did the panel last year out there. It's a great time. So definitely get out there and see it. News. What's really cool in the news is, if you haven't noticed, we posted about it, and so many others. Carlito has posted about it. PCA has started a new subdivision of PCA that's focusing on women in PCA and really around the women cigar lounge owners. Women in the industry, but women in the cigar lounge owners is the big focus on that. So make sure you support all of our women in the industry, not just the men, but our women in the industry as well. But go out and read that article about what they've got going on with PCA. So let's get into this. We are
Cool.
pairing now. Tell a little bit about the backstory of why it is that we're doing iced tea.
Man. Okay. So I did dry January, and I kind of went into it back when we started back in January. I was undergoing some health issues, and so if you noticed, I have not been drinking much on the show, and it's due to health. And so it's kind of where I've had to explore teas, a lot of teas. And I've always drinking the hot teas because it was colder months. So I've been having the hot teas. And then I was like, I've never had iced tea with a cigar. So that's when you said, hey, let's try some iced tea. So guess what? That's what we're
We're trying
doing.
to. So what are the challenges that you think that? I mean, I've got a couple of ideas of some challenges that we would have on the pairing. So may have on the pairings. What is
Hmm.
what is some thoughts of the challenges that we may come across on this?
Well, like, it depends. I'm scared about watered down because it's not as full as, like, hot tea because you have the ice and it waters it down. Even if you have an insulated cup,
Hmm.
and so you won't get the full flavor of that cigar. So that's kind of like one of my thing is like at first it may be intense with the tea. I mean, you'll get more of the tea flavor, but as you go on, is it going to water down? So that's kind of one of my things.
My yeah, the watered down and the sugar. Because unless we're drinking
Yeah.
it,
I
unless you're
don't have
you're
sugar in
drinking on
mine.
sweet. So I've got
Yeah.
mine. Mine is a Texas sweet uh, on this. So the sugar, and we've had problems with sugar, that grain sugar, sweetened
Hmm.
things, like with the soft drinks in the past, and to where that's just ultra sweetness overpowered the cigar
Hmm.
or
So
caused the bitterness on it. So that's the thing that I'm kind of concerned about. That's
did
why I went with this one.
did you put lemon in your tea?
No,
Okay.
no, it did not, and purposely did not because of the fact of that lemon might
Hmm.
come in
Impact
and
the
bring
flavor.
flavors. Yeah,
Yeah.
impact the flavors on it. So, as we stated in the past, I mean, we'll step up to challenges. We challenge ourselves, especially when it comes to pairings and what it is that we try to explore on this. So,
Hmm.
How is yours coming together so far?
Um, it's I thought it was gonna. The mint is not as minty. It's kind of, it's a little bit um as strong as normally when I have this tea. Um, so it's calmed down. But this is gonna sound so weird, and you're gonna sit there thinking I'm like smoking something else besides a cigar. You know how you have a fresh mint? And like, when you have your mimosas or like in the pictures, it's got that fresh mint and it has that
Yeah.
smell. And you know how whenever you have a cigar and you open up the back of your throat, so normally this tea doesn't taste like a fresh mint tea. It feels like I've had a tea leaf, a fresh. I've eaten a tea leaf, and it's still in my mouth, which normally I don't get that when I'm drinking this tea. It's kind of lingering with the cigar, which is.
That actually sounds kind of enjoyable. I like
Hmm.
what TF Berg says here, the black tea or green tea,
Hmm.
green iced tea, or hot with sun grown wrappers are good.
Hmm.
And I can see that. I can see where that would.
And
Especially
I'm
if that
having like, yeah, well, and usually the black tea is stronger tea. I'm at,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that would go good with, especially if your sun grown is like a broadleaf, or it's a like a Corojo 2012 that's a bit more bolder in its flavors. So I think that would be a decent pairing. This one is, but both of these they're standing up to each other.
Hmm.
Tea's not overpowering cigar. Cigar's not overpowering the tea, but they're not enhancing
Hmm.
each other. They're just kind of cohabitating, if that makes sense.
And my thing is, and here's another thing: is like when you drink something hot, it kind of wakes up your palate and your taste buds, right? It becomes more alive.
Hmm.
But when you have something cold, it kind of closes them off. So um, I'm also wondering if it kind of restricts it. If maybe that's why I'm getting the different, because normally I said it's a little bit stronger mint that I can taste when it's
Yeah,
hot, and this time it's not. So I'm just curious about that.
that makes sense, and that would also explain why with mine, where they're just kind of cohabitating.
Hmm.
They're just there, and I understand when I say that I'm not saying that it's not pleasurable, it's not enjoyable, but it's when we look
Hmm.
for a pairing, we're looking for something where it kind of enhances, brings in that wow factor,
Hmm.
really makes us, brings out notes that we haven't seen or not. So, uh, kind not getting that, but you know, we're just getting into this right now.
Hmm.
I think this is the first wow emote that I've seen. Although usually we get thumbs up and hearts, and Bruce Stark gave us a wow. So thank you, Bruce. Appreciate that.
So I'm gonna go from. I want to have a little bit of just. I'm gonna drink my tea for a minute because here's
Hmm.
the thing: is um, and this is probably why in my mind I knew. Well, I don't like cold drinks. Like if you've ever watched me, you'll rarely see. I'll drink bottled water at room temp. I don't
Hmm.
put I like if I have a drink, I don't put ice in it. I'm a room temp. And the reason is because ice waters down things. It doesn't taste as well. So I was kind of concerned about that. So I feel like I need to drink more of the tea, like several swoops of the tea before I go to cigar, so I can actually get a taste of it.
Get
Is
a
that
feeling for what
yeah
the tea's like. Yeah,
yeah
and
because
I'm kind of with you when it comes to tea. Now my water, I like my water just straight ice cold, as cold as it can be. But when it comes to my tea, when I'm wanting to enjoy the flavors, room temperature, But I mean, we do the same thing. I mean, we do the same thing with beer. You know, when you're drinking a good beer, you know, like a stout, it's better to drink that stout at room temperature.
Mhm.
I think that here in the U.S. we're the only ones that actually drink ice cold beer. So I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Hello, Allison. Thanks for jumping on. We've said hi to Bruce and we've said
Well,
hi to TF.
and I'm going to tell you something about Miss Allison over here. This she loves tea.
Yeah.
She does tea with cigars. That's her jam. I almost texted her and say, "Hey, girl, what should I do?" But I didn't want to cheat.
Well, I remember. So when we were doing the hot tea, that she corrected me because I would say chai tea, and she said Graybeard, chai means tea, so that's like you're saying tea tea. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy my tea. I've not delved too much into it and learning about them. It's something that I'm doing. So Allison is a warm water room temperature
Hmm.
for her as well. I do drink my water room temperature, but only after the ice has melted down and and I'm like finishing the glass or I have my 64 ounce uh, Stanley steel jug of water that I drink daily. And so as I'm getting down to the bottom of it, the ice is melted. At the end of the day,
I'm just saying, iced tea isn't hitting the same as warm tea. I'm just not feeling it. It's not as flavorful.
she would have jumped on with us.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I could send her the invite.
So, man, that's kind of like my thing. Like, I would love to know, Miss Allison, if I think she drinks hers warm, but if she's had it cold, and what her thing is. I mean, I'm still getting some of the flavors; they're complimentary, but it's not the same experience as hot tea.
No, I do prefer my tea my tea hot. All right,
Because
let's.
I don't think the cold lingers as long. Like it just de, de, oh dang, what's that word? De, oh fuck, I can dissipate. Gosh, whatever that word is. Y'all know
she
what word? She's about to eat dinner.
Yeah, I
You can
saw
eat,
that. I just
Allison. You
sent
can eat later.
I just sent the invite. Come on, Allison, jump in here. I mean, the last time you were on, you went from home to car, and even no lights, driving down to San Antonio from Austin at night, and still did the show with us. So she likes certain teas hot and some teas cold. I think the only kind
Okay.
of, I mean, I've done cold teas like like the that HTO place where you can get
Mhm.
different flavored teas, which I really love those.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wanted to go with just your straight everyday household tea. That's why I went with just a Lipton iced tea.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I'm not liking it cold. I'm just, and I'm not supposed to give my verdict yet, but I'm missing the flavors of the hot tea. It does make a difference. And if anyone says it doesn't, come fight me. I'm feeling sassy tonight.
Oh yeah, believe me, you should have heard her before we went live. She's feisty. I I'm kind of with you on this. Our hot tea that we did was really good. We both liked what we were
Hmm.
doing
You have more
with it.
flavors.
Lots of flavors, lots of blendings of those flavors and how they
Hmm.
came together. Here for me, the tea is good, the cigar is good together. They're cohabitating. They're coexisting.
Mhm.
There is. I'm not getting the tea's not pulling
Yeah.
anything out. The cigar's not pulling anything out.
Right. I mean, they're there. They're hanging out. They're chilling. It's not Netflix and chill. They're just chilling together.
Now Netflix and chill with between a cigar and a tea. I think it's got to be hot.
Mhm.
It's
Hot
got
and
to be hot.
steamy. It's got to be hot and
Is that
steamy.
going to be our new?
Someone's gonna report me. I can just feel it.
You know what they're talking about on that Twisted Pair show? They're talking about next Netflix and chilling with hot and steamy stuff.
Yep.
If Facebook shuts us down for that, then
Okay, yeah, that'd be sad.
then I give up.
Man,
So what are you looking forward to most at NFG this weekend?
seeing it like the thing is I love seeing the people. I mean, it's just like a homecoming party. I love seeing all the UG members and them coming back. I'm also excited about seeing the reps, the owners, and um, the managers. So I'm super excited about that. And of course, the cigars. I mean, that impacts it. But here's another thing. Aside from that, we had so much fun last year at our table.
Hmm.
We were exhausted, or at least, like, yeah, we were both exhausted. So I'm excited about that and seeing people, having them stop by. I think I'm like, can it be like a four-way tie for me?
Yeah,
Okay. So
yeah,
everything I mentioned is all a tie.
yeah.
What about
I,
you?
I'm 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 really excited about the the reconnecting with our friends that we haven't seen
Yeah.
since like last NFG. Um, I that's one of the things I really enjoy is
Mhm.
it's like I don't know if he's going to be able to make it up this year, but last year when Richard Wiseman was
Mhm.
able to make it, being able to connect with him,
Mhm.
connect with all of the reps, now it seems like that's the only time we get to see, like Ed Trevino and Luciano and you know
Mhm.
Sebastian,
Sebastian, yeah.
all of our friends,
Mhm.
you know, the legendary, not just the majestic, but the legendary Jack Torano.
Yeah. Yeah. The
You
goat.
know,
The
the
goat.
goat, the
The
goat.
myth, the man, the legend.
Getting to see Jack, and
Mhm.
I'm really looking forward to that. The new expressions that the different blenders are bringing out
Mhm.
specifically, I just love those.
Mhm.
I love the specials, but when they do a blend specifically
Mhm.
for NFG, that I look forward to, and making new connections.
Mhm.
I mean, we made so many connections last year
Mhm.
that friends that have grown on, really enjoy that. We have got Allison on here.
Are you serious? Yes!
Everybody,
Oh,
welcome
my
Allison to this
girl!
show.
Ah, hey, sister!
Hello.
Wearing your cigar damas.
She's going to be there this weekend too.
Yes, I know she's going to be here. I'm excited to see her. I haven't seen her since I went to Tampa
Mhm.
uh, 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in September. So yeah, I haven't
Oh
seen her
wow.
since then because she wasn't
Yeah,
at NFG last year.
no, she wasn't.
And I
Her
won one of her shirts.
Oh, there you go. I love
Mhm.
these shirts.
Yeah. I got the neon green.
Oh, you got the neon green.
Yeah.
The
Get some
the
smoke
shirt
in
I
the air.
want next is the one that says PSSITA.
That's the one I have.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
It's a neon green. It's like a
I want
but
the
yellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
put some smoke in the work, put some smoke
Put
in
some
the
smoke in the
air.
air. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that. We did that for Brad at the start of the show.
Oh,
Hmm.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
I'm gonna ask you,
Yeah, go ahead.
because we were talking about like I'm just gonna ask you because you're my tea guru, right? Um. So when
My tea
you said
drawer is right there.
I know, I know
Oh,
I'm
you
she has
gotta
a
let
tea
us see
drawer.
what.
Oh, yeah. I got. Well, mine's mainly black tea. As you can see,
Yeah.
Andrew's walking in the background.
Yeah. Hi, Andrew.
Everyone says hi. So you were
So
saying about tea?
yeah. Okay. So like I've always had it hot. I've been drinking it
Hmm.
hot, and
Right.
this is the first time that I've had it cold. And I've had this tea with cigars, and I'm not getting as much as the full flavor.
So
So
are
have
you
you ever
drinking ice cold tea or room temp
ice
tea?
ice cold tea? I probably should
So
have done a
ice
room
cold
temp.
actually closes your taste buds down.
See,
That's
I
what we
was
were just
right.
talking about. Yeah, we were
Yeah,
just
Yes,
talking
it's
about
true.
that.
it
Yeah,
is.
even when like people who do chilled wines and they try to do
Mm-hmm.
it with cigars, like if you're talking to oh my God, Pete from Tatawahe, he's always like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, don't do chilled wines because it just closes your tongue down.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, a cold drink will definitely close it down. That's why even when I'm drinking, like right now, I'm drinking sparkling water. It's
Oh,
room
that's a good
temp.
one. That's
It's
the
not
one I was
bad.
writing together.
It's not my favorite. I like Richard's
Hmm.
rainwater better. This
Oh, I
one
thought
has
that
like
was it.
no, this is Rambler.
Okay.
It's from
Okay.
Austin
Yeah,
too.
I've seen Rambler.
Meh.
Yeah.
But it's got some like calcium disem blah 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 in it, and I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, okay. The Richard's rainwater is just carbonated rainwater, so
Hmm.
it's has a little bit different. Plus, it has minerality in it, which this
Hmm.
doesn't seem to have that much minerality in it.
Yeah.
But
I
anyways,
I have a hard time with sparkling, carbonated water.
hmm
Unless I'm doing like a Topo Chico, in a mixed drink or something, something, where I'm making a cocktail with it. Then but just straight by itself, I don't know. It's just that carbonation taste.
yeah, everyone's got their thing.
Hmm.
I just drink sparkling waters every once in a while, especially when I'm doing cigar tastings, because it
Hmm.
cleanses my palate, like everyone
Yeah.
else,
Yeah.
cleanses our palates. But
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, even this, I drink room temp when I'm drinking or when I'm doing cigars
Right.
because then full palate. And
Yeah.
then you get the full palate with tea too. So if I'm drinking a really hot
Hmm.
tea, but
Hmm.
some teas are 200 degrees that you're
Yeah.
supposed to make it at.
Yeah.
I just bought a new black tea and it's like
Hmm.
make it 200 degrees. I'm like, Jesus
I'm
Christ.
not going to be drinking it at 200 degrees.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. So I tend to let them cool down a bit and
Yeah.
let it go from there. So,
Hmm.
So Joseph Seymour he says hi Allison, and he is drinking black tea and smoking a BX3.
oh,
BX3
there
is
you go.
good. I'd be interested in how that black tea is going with it, especially with all of those stone fruit notes that you get out of that
Hmm.
Brazilian wrapper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and what kind of black tea? Because there's
Yeah.
Yeah,
so many different
Yeah.
versions. Are you drinking? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, usually like for me, it's like white tea is what I normally white to green teas because, you know, gotta stay away from that caffeine. So
And white has a lot of floral notes to it.
yes, and
yeah.
I really enjoy those floral notes. So what is some go to black teas that you would recommend for people who normally don't drink teas?
Well, hold on. Let me open my. Let me
We're really
see.
putting her on the spot now.
Hmm.
Right? I actually have. Well, I have four going right now. No, that's a Moroccan mint. I don't drink. I don't do Moroccan mint
Hmm.
with cigars because it just knocks them out. But this is one of my nighttime teases.
Hmm.
Something I stay away from, honestly, is Tazo.
Hmm.
Hey, so
Tazo tea,
yeah,
Tazo,
Like the
however you
star,
want to say
yeah.
it.
yeah, like the ones
That's
from
owned by
Starbucks.
Starbucks. Yeah, that's owned
Yeah.
by Starbucks. They used to
Hmm.
be good when they weren't owned by Starbucks. Now it's It's mediocre tea. Um, so
That would
one of the
explain why
ones,
I say why I've got a shitload of Tezo tea, green tea, and it's like I'm drinking all the other hot teas and
yeah,
not that one.
Teizo Zen, I think is the one.
Hmm.
If
Mhm.
they still have the same ones, Teizo
Mhm.
Zen used to be excellent, but tried it after Starbucks bought it and it seemed to be very watery and. But Um, I, I mean, one of the big things is if you buy bags of tea like this, just
Mhm.
know it's never as good as loose leaf because this
Yeah.
is the finer tea. When just like in
Right.
tobacco, you got your grades, right? So
Yeah.
bag
Mhm.
tea, of course, it's easy. Um,
Mhm.
but the thing is this is going to be your smaller leaves. This is more
Right.
down. This is down farther in the
Mhm.
tea hierarchy, you could say. So
Yeah.
this is an Irish green tea. Oh, there we go. Wrong way. I don't know which way to go. Oh, there we go.
Yep. There we go.
So this is an Irish green tea.
Mhm.
Irish green teas are a little bit more beefy. They're
Okay.
they're on like your breakfast. So tea, like black teas, actually have different names for different reasons of how much caffeine they have or
Right.
where they're from. So this is an Irish breakfast tea, which is actually stronger than an English breakfast tea. These are a
Mhm.
little bit beefier, heavier. You could even think of it as malty in some ways. And
Ooh.
then I have an English breakfast tea, which this is not bad, but it doesn't have that maltiness to it. It's a little bit
Mhm.
more on a woodier side.
Mhm.
So,
And
like if you have
that's
a,
really common with a lot of
yeah,
cigars. You see a lot of people with the breakfast and
right.
Earl
And
Grey.
Yeah.
Earl Grey, I
I've
have Earl
found Earl
Greys
Grey.
too. I even have
Mhm.
a double bergamot in there too, which means it
Mhm.
has double the amount of bergamot, so you're getting that more floralness to it. But your English breakfast tea has less caffeine and goes woody. And I tend to do this with a spicier cigar. So if I have a spicy cigar, I'll go with my English breakfast. And then this is the basic. This is a basic black. That's by the same company, Equal Exchange. And this is the one that's 212 degrees. Just stupid. Like, holy
Golly,
Jesus. And
man.
I just bought it today or yesterday, and this has got some. This is kind of like your baker's chocolate. It's really rich on
Oh,
what it's showing off. Whereas this one, the English, or sorry, the
the mint.
Irish.
Oh, the
Oh, the
Irish.
mint's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
And whatever mints you're going for, I mean,
Mhm.
there's spearmint, there's peppermint, there's
Mhm.
mint, there's wintergreen.
And then
All
there's
those
like
are going to have different
rose mints.
properties.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They do
yeah,
Oh,
there's
different
all
oh,
rose
oh,
different
mints in them.
properties.
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
that that last one that you mentioned that had the baker's chocolate.
yeah,
That
that'd
sounds like
be
that would go good with
Mhm.
like a San Andres or maybe even
That's
a
what I was thinking.
Cameroon.
yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. Let me see. Oh, they're just saying organic black tea leaves. They didn't actually tell origin. Some of these tell origin, some
Yeah.
don't, but so that's some basics like uh yeah, there's a regular bergamot and then there's a double bergamot.
I
Double
didn't even know tea went to this depth. I
Oh,
thought
there are
this is
tea sommeliers.
Yes, there are.
okay.
And
And they slurp. They slurp
yeah, they
like the coffee. They do
Yep.
like for the coffees.
right.
And I mean, I think they're almost, to me, whenever I've watched their videos, they are almost like more into it than the coffee people. If you watch the
I
coffee,
can believe it. So the
it's
craziest
all
thing
about the leaves and stuff.
when I was going through my courseware for my cigar sommelier, one of the instructors, we had a seminar that we had to watch, and the ins- one of the presenters on the seminar was a water. He was a chocolate sommelier, but he was a water sommelier too,
Oh wow.
and I'd never heard of that. Oh, we
We
just
lost her.
lost Allison. but yeah, water sommelier, and it seems like there's sommeliers for so many different,
Yeah,
you
things.
know, different things now. It's fascinating, but it almost makes you kind of wonder if it's more just marketing now, or if it's just kind of watering it down or dumbing it, or I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's when you get to the point where someone is saying, "Oh, I'm a water sommelier." How much studying can you actually do about water?
Probably a lot. Because if you think of the different minerals, different properties, like how we were talking about earlier, like what's the rainwater that we drink in Austin,
Oh, Richard's
Allison?
rainwater.
Yeah. So I mean that one's different, unique versus because normally I drink the Topo Chicos,
Hmm.
and then like tonight I don't have Topo Chico. I have what am I doing? You know this one, and that's I can tell a difference between that and Topo Chico. I mean, there's
Oh
a
yeah.
huge difference.
And is that a
So I mean,
sparkling water too?
it's a mineral. Uh-huh. So it's the mineral. Yeah. So I mean, there's difference about it, and it's like the area that they're in, the limestones, the calcium. It depends on what they're surrounding. Kind of like
Or if they're coming
teas.
out of the sky.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And
The
it's kind
rainwater.
of well, and here's my thing is because tea's got kind of some of the same regions that our
Hmm.
tobaccos and our coffee has. They're a little bit more broad in some areas versus the coffee and the tobacco. Um, is there one tea that you find that is just kind of goes really well with cigars that you like with
For
most of your cigars from like a
for
different
me,
region or yeah,
um, different region. Um,
or just like one tea that goes really well with a Connecticut, with a Cameroon, with a
so
Nicaraguan?
in the morning when I smoke a morning cigar, I will. This is going to be a little off, but I don't just drink tea. I drink tea. I drink a black tea or a green tea with lemon in it,
Hmm.
and I wait
Hmm.
till it's not so hot. So I make
Yeah.
my lemon water, and then I brew black tea or green tea, and then I pour it in.
Hmm.
So that's a little trick because if you put lemon in the water and then put your tea bag in,
Hmm.
the lemon actually like closes down the leaf and it doesn't
Really?
make your tea as strong. Yeah. And it's not
Okay.
something I read. It was like something I learned by making the tea in like a
Hmm.
measuring cup. So I'll put the lemon in something, and then I happen to make my tea in a measuring cup. And one day I realized this tea is lighter. The tea leaves are
Hmm.
shutting down. It's,
Hmm.
the lemons making them and
Yeah.
it shuts them down. So
And
something
I'm
I'll do
wondering
in
if it's
that
because the
morning.
acid,
Yep.
the
I'm
acidic.
thinking it is. Not like I have
Hmm.
some science degree in this, but it's just what I've come to realize. Um,
Yeah.
so I will make my lemon tea water in the morning, and a lot of times that's normally a breakfast tea.
Hmm.
So again, if I'm like doing an Antaño, the Hoya de Nicaragua
Hmm.
Antaño, I'll normally do that with the that's the Irish. I do that with the Irish tea
Hmm.
because an Antonio's got so much body to it that if you put it against the green is just going to get
Just
lost.
gonna, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bye-bye. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. But if you take a green tea, or what I've found, if I
Hmm.
take a green tea and I'm doing like, uh, oh my God, the Black Label porcelain,
That's what I was gonna go with. I
Oh,
was gonna tell you that would be really, really good with the black
it,
label
oh
porcelain.
yeah, you
I
can,
would have
and
thought
you
that the
can.
porcelain would have overpowered the green tea.
Not if you got a good green tea. A lot of green teas, like especially if you're buying it in cheaper bag form. Um,
Hmm.
and remember, price of tea actually does mean something in some ways. A lot of times, if you're getting the tea bags, and I don't know if I have any of them here, they're like little.
Like
They're not
triangles.
the triangles.
Yeah.
Those. If you're
It's
getting those
silk.
tea bags, hmm
Yeah.
those are normally higher end teas.
Yes.
And then if you're buying loose leaf, of course, you're going to get
Yeah.
more of the flavors because Or if you do the glass teapot and you put the flour in it and it
Yeah,
opens
yeah.
up and
Mhm.
all that stuff,
Mhm.
yeah, then you're getting like higher end teas. So if you go for just
Right.
your, we won't mention their names, Lipton. Um,
Mhm.
if you're drinking Lipton, you're
Mhm.
not really getting tea. You're getting dust.
I am drinking Lipton, but I went with the Lipton, and I've got a whole bunch of other types of teas that I could have gone, with a cold
Mhm.
tea on. But
Right.
I went with Lipton because that's what's known. Everybody's out there doing it. I mean, everybody gets it. It's easily acquired and such. It's not like you have to go hunting for it. You can go to any store and get
Sure. Get a
yourself
Lipton.
Lipton.
Yeah.
Right.
But
It,
hindsight being 2020 now, I wish I would have gone with something different. Not because this is
Mhm.
bad, but as you've heard me say many times tonight already, the cigar
It's
and the
just there.
tea are just coexisting. They're
yeah.
just there. There's
They're just
nothing.
like train tracks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing where one is impacting the other, and that's what we look
Hmm.
for in a pairing. I do want to give a shout out to my buddy Angel down in Tampa. Hey, buddy, glad to see you come on here.
Tampa. Gotta love
So
Tampa.
He
if
says
you're
he
if you're
loves
just coming
Florida.
on, we're talking about teas, and we've got Allison, which we've had her on the show when she was with Rockefeller, and she's been with
Back in
a
the day.
couple of different uh, really big, good cigar companies. Stepping out on her own now, which
Mhm.
congratulations on that. That is exciting.
Well, thank you. I I'm okay, so I'm totally about transparency. The media guys kind of got it wrong. I've been a contractor in the cigar industry for 3 years. They just misquoted. But yeah, I've been a contractor in the cigar
Mhm.
industry for like 3 years. So, but
Yeah.
now people know.
Yeah.
I
See, you
well,
heard it. See, look, they've said it, but she's blatantly said it on our show. She's
Yes.
told them, but we're going to set the record straight
that now
Yeah.
now this
tonight.
media company is letting everybody know that this is not a brand new move for her. She's been contracting and very well respected in
Mhm.
the industry, and
Very
so
well
Well, thank
loved.
you.
very well
Yes.
loved, close personal friend of all of us right now.
Hmm.
Right
So,
now, maybe not
Right
tomorrow,
now.
but right now.
Well, I mean, NFG
well,
is coming up. NFG is coming up.
um,
Right?
she had. We have to make it through this weekend, Allison. After this weekend, you can ditch me, okay?
Right. I think we'll all be fine. I
I,
think we'll all be fine.
Allison, I never know what's going to happen next because you're always loving to give me shit on something. So,
I mean, you got to give people shit because it makes them like stand up a little bit taller, you know?
Yeah.
I'm 6'5". I don't need to stand up taller anymore. You, on
Well,
the
wait,
other
wait,
hand,
wait. You can be 6'5", but if you don't stand 6'5", see what I'm saying?
oh, I stand. What? Why
Because a
am I?
lot of people are like, I'm 6'4", and then they stand like this the whole time, and you're like, well, not
Hmm.
really. You're, you're more
Yeah.
like
You're more
five
like
foot
uh,
ten.
My
Yeah,
camera has gone fuzzy again.
gotta love it. Well,
hmm.
hey guys, thank you for having me
Yeah.
on, but
Well,
the
thanks for
dinner has
coming.
hit the table.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Well,
go eat.
go eat.
Enjoy
Go
it. Yeah.
enjoy it. Yeah.
I'll see
I'll
you
see
guys
you
soon.
Friday.
All right.
Yes, Friday. Hell yeah. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, Allison.
See, look, there's my thumbs up.
That. Wait, I'm on my. It doesn't do it. I'm on my
Oh
laptop.
yeah. But yeah, I think next time it's like medium, you know. I think that would, and she is right. The higher end teas, like, you know, whenever you do have the silk tea bags, or whenever you do have like the loose leaf, you have to be
Hmm.
careful how long you let them see, um, because it can be too much and too powerful
Well,
for it.
that's exactly what happened to us the first time that we tried to do a hot
Hmm.
tea, to where we both let them seep too long,
Hmm.
and we both came back with the result of this is just too powerful, too
Hmm.
overpowering in the cigars.
So we were either too powerful, then we got it just right, perfect. Then now we're too light.
Yeah.
We'll get this tea thing down. I'm determined to make the tea work. But
I am
I
too.
think it's just got to be like the room temperature or hot. I really, and I'm glad that she kind of confirmed that, what we were thinking. But I'm just, I'm just, I was kind of hoping that it would work because in Texas, it's in the summer, it's hot. It's kind of like a go-to beverage for a lot of us.
Well, iced tea is so
So,
refreshing. You know, it's
yeah.
refreshing, especially in our hot summers, and it would be nice on that. Um, and I'm kind of curious as to how now, granted, not Lipton, doing a little
A
bit of a
looser.
higher quality tea,
Hmm.
but maybe not sweetening it with sugar. Just the
Hmm.
tea, so that way the flavors of the tea can come through and not the sweetness on it. And the sweetness isn't it's not hurting the cigar
Hmm.
by any means on it. But I I'm with you. I want to keep exploring this.
Yeah. So, I mean, but I think it's kind of like medium to hot is where it needs to be for tea.
I think
Um,
so too.
because like I've had this tea with several different cigars and I've loved it. And this is the first time I'm just like, which is kind of upsetting. I'm sad.
Well, we
You
can't
live and
have
learn,
perfect
right?
pairings. Yeah, we can't have perfect pairings every time. I mean,
Hmm.
how many times did we go through chicken before we finally found something that actually worked?
Yeah, that's true.
Two or three
So,
times. We've
yeah.
we've tried soda once and it didn't go. It didn't go at all. We may come back to that one again. That's why we explore the pairings so
Hmm.
that we can figure out what works and what doesn't work and be able to share that out, with all of our viewers,
Hmm.
and help
Yeah.
everybody else see and understand what we're getting at.
Hmm. So, do we need to go ahead and do final verdict?
Do we need to, or didn't we just do that? I think we just did final verdict.
Yeah, I wouldn't do the cold tea. Now, I would like to try. I would love to revisit this as warm or hot. That's just me personally. Um, to see what this the Cameroon would be like. I haven't had a Cameroon with the mint tea. I've had other cigars and I really enjoyed it. But Chris, you're out of the loop on this one because it was just there. But I'm gonna do it warm next time, so he has
Yeah.
to buy me a steak dinner. I'm just saying, Chris, that
Well,
you're gonna owe me a steak dinner.
I mean,
Just be
I
ready.
mean, you did sacrifice, you know. I mean, you put yourself up there. You
Hmm.
sacrificed to to be able to explore this.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, I would agree. I think Chris owes you a steak dinner. I think you stepped up, and he needs. We'll make sure he follows through. But I can't make sure he follows through until after March 22nd and 23rd because he's helping me move.
Oh, okay.
And I need him to help me move. Believe me, I need him to
Mhm.
help me move.
Yeah. So we lived and we learned. Hope
We
you
live and we
learned
learn.
with
Yes.
us. And so now you know iced tea is not the way to go.
No, I would have to agree. I still want to explore a little bit, but yeah, that the ice part of it, it does close your taste buds and
Hmm.
does I mean, and there's a reason why when we drink white wine, back to what
Hmm.
what Allison was mentioning about what Pete had said.
Hmm.
The reason why when we're drinking white wine, we chill it. It stays chilled, and then we bring it out of the refrigerator for 20 minutes,
Hmm.
and let it come up in
Yeah.
temperature a bit. That's the reason why.
Hmm.
And with our reds, we chill
Put
it
it in the
for 20
refrigerator.
minutes beforehand to bring the
Hmm.
temperature down, but not to an ice cold temperature.
Right. To where it's not too cold. Yeah. And it makes sense.
So next week, NFG recap,
Woohoo! Get to have that.
and hopefully we'll be able to knock down some, lock down some guests coming up. We have got issue number 2 of our magazine coming out in the next couple weeks
Mm-hmm.
before the end of the month. It won't be on the 15th because I do want to live. I would have to pretty much put myself 6 feet under to try to get it done in
Mm-hmm.
time. But articles are coming in, and let me tell you, we have got some good pieces coming in. We've got some cigar pairings. We have got we've got a cigar pairing with a coffee that's coming in. We've got a cigar pairing with a couple of cigar pairings with whiskey that's coming in, and a cigar pairing with wine. Cigar reviews, wine reviews, industry. Talking about the industry. Great article that we're putting together. An interview with different people from different aspects, or different career paths, from blue collar workers to CEOs. Lots of really good articles coming in this magazine. So help us, continue growing it and continue putting it out. And I hope everybody looks forward to that coming up. That's all I have for what's coming up.
Yep, that's all I have too.
Well, we appreciate everybody. We are going to call this one a short one today because
Mm-hmm.
we still have prep to do for
Mm-hmm.
NFG, which is in just 2 days. So
Mm-hmm.
we love you. Thank you. Please make sure you hit follow, subscribe on our YouTube. We thank everybody, all of our new viewers. I hope you come back next week. Keep coming back. Go back and watch some of our other ones out on YouTube. Every single show is out there on YouTube that
Mm-hmm.
we've done. All of our lives are there. Uh, Follow all our social media channels. And until next week, explore the pairings.
There's something for everyone. Have a good night, y'all.
Good night, y'all.